Okay, we're back again with the crazy Russian Steve Marks. Made a few adjustments. It's gone from about 40 turns on the secondary to about 200 turns on the secondary. I've not only got wire around the outside of the toroid, I've got wire on either side of the toroid. So I've surrounded the thing, and the primary is currently that white wire, so very few turns, and it's getting very little output. Okay, a few moments later, and a few updates. Well, as you can see, I've changed the primary. I've taken the white wire off of 10 turns or something, and I've put in not very many turns of this other thin wire, maybe only 100, 120 or so, but very low resistance. So anyway, what happened was, when I hooked up that low resistance primary to my signal generator, I was getting a good output on my much higher resistance secondary. It was using very little power. It was a low resistance primary, and it was using about 15 milliamps and lighting the LEDs dimly. And nothing happened when I shorted it. Input stayed the same. So with a low resistance primary, it was a low power input, which is odd, because then I tried to reverse the windings, primary to the secondary and so forth. So then instead of the low resistance primary, I had the higher resistance primary. So when I hooked that up, it started using more power. It was using twice the power, which is odd. So that clearly says that power consumption has something to do with the inductivity of the core. And now that it's currently set up in the second way, which is the inside winding with lots of turns, is currently the primary, which is odd. That's not the way I would have expected it to work. And when I short the output, it still has the same effect. Shorting the output still has no effect on the input, having the winds in the other direction like that. So, but either way, it's not over unity. There's not much coming out on the output. So yeah, I'm going to try and get more on the output, and then short the output and see what happens again. So see if we can actually capitalize on this lack of disconnect between input and output. Okay, back shortly. Okay, a brief while later, I've doubled the amount of wire on this outside set of turns, and it had a surprising effect. There's half the wire from the outside turns, and there's the other half. I'm only actually using one of the wires coming off there. There's not much light from the LEDs, but the current is below 20 milliamps, and the voltage is down to about 6.5 volts. So it's hugely more efficient, and it's running in one wire mode. So yeah, that's quite a significant change from just adding a bit more wire. Well, I'm going to start measuring the current on the output. This journey may take a bit longer, but we're going to see if we can actually turn this phenomena into something useful. I'll keep you up to date.